And we are back in the WHHI-TV Daily News. With me is Alex Brown, as he is, of course, with the town, and we have a lot to talk about. You have community conversations coming up.
I do. We've been doing community conversations before I was elected as part of our campaign scheme, and we had such a good turnout that we decided to continue it after I was elected. So during the months that are, I guess, nicer as far as the weather is concerned,
yes,
we are inviting folks out. So we're going to do that this Friday at 5 p.m., Sailing and Rowing Center off of Squire Pope Road. And I've got two special guests coming this week.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to those guests in just a second, but I do love that you continue the conversations because I think it's so important to, as much as possible, have the community involved in what's going on in the town. They really need to know. So we appreciate you doing that. And as you said, our weather we're kind of getting into that sweet spot right now. So it should be a beautiful day on Friday. But you do have some great guests coming out because there's going to be a little surprise in our mailbox pretty soon, and that's our tax bill. We already know we've got our assessments. So you have some people ready to talk about that because people are going to have a lot of questions.
Sure. They already have a lot of questions.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I've been getting some of those questions, and I do not have the answer, okay? So why not bring the experts down to Hilton Head to kind of talk to folks in this area about that. So Ebony Sanders, who's the county assessor, her department, of course, was responsible for the assessment and the notices that we've received in the mail. And we're also going to have the county treasurer, Ms. Maria Walls, okay? So between the two of them, I'm sure...
They know all the answers.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. And I've had some conversations with both of them. They've got teams assembled already that are going to have outreach programs throughout the county, okay, which is great, okay? But I sort of want to get ahead of that a little bit, particularly for our constituents here on Hilton Head.
Yeah. So what are some of the questions that you're fielding that you expect them to answer on Friday?
Sure. Well, it's interesting because we've received that assessment notice, okay, and some folks are confusing that assessment notice with what their property tax is going to be, okay, and that's absolutely incorrect.
And that would be a very scary number to
absolutely,
look at.
Absolutely. And of course, of what's happened in the market, we've seen increase in sales, increase in the price of properties, and that sort of thing. So of course, there's been an increase in the assessment. A lot of people don't understand how that works, and the cap that's involved as well, right? And the county has done a really good job with trying to put out as much information through their website. But I think folks just don't know how to access and when to access what modules to go to get the answers that they're looking for. And those ladies will be able to tell us that.
They sure will. And I think the important message is don't panic.
Right?
This is not going to be the end of the world. We're going to get through this, and they're going to be able to give you the answers.
Absolutely. And if you don't agree with what your property's been assessed at, then Ms. Sanders will absolutely lay out the way that you can appeal that.
Okay,
right? Yeah,
excellent. That's a great avenue as well. So we have just a little bit of time left, but let's touch a little bit on the traffic lights. We've got this intuitive traffic light system that we're working on. We're getting through the bugs.
We are.
Yeah, and so you want to make sure that people know that, hey, if you're seeing something that's not working properly, you can tell us about it.
Oh, please, we welcome that. Our traffic engineers are in the background trying to manipulate the system, okay? But, being on the ground in the field, particularly folks that are traveling 278 on a daily basis, they have a lot of intimate knowledge that can help us synchronize it to a place where we optimize the situation. So if you see something that you don't think is working quite well, sure, reach out to the town and we'll get right on it.
Well, you said even yourself the other day, you were sitting somewhere and you're like, I think this should have changed already.
Sure. Yeah.
So did you call the town?
I did call, and the next time that I experienced that intersection, it was a lot better. So
well, there you go. So see that? He made a difference. So that's great. Thank you so much, Alex, for being here. Thank you for continuing your community conversations.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's going to be a great night on Friday.
That's right.
Yep, and we'll see you again very soon.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Much more to come, so stay with us.